I hope you're having a lovely, lovely time. I'm having a great time in the studio क्योंकि हमारे बीच बहुत ही खास member है who's running for the council, city council, and we are very, very fortunate to have him here on air, Mr. Gopal Ponangi. And we have also a very, very amazing CEO, Miss Vaishali Thakkar, on the airwaves of FunAsia Radio. Hi, Vaishali. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Navneeta. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to have Gopalji here in our studio, FunAsia studio, and we are excited to have a conversation with Gopalji.
Gopalji, welcome. You are very, very welcome on FunAsia Radio. And Vaishali goes back with you for a long time, and you are an ardent member in our community.
Absolutely, I'm loving this. Vaishali ji, thank you so much for the
you.
opportunity.
Thank you.
More than an opportunity, we are all like a family.
Yes,
so the
of
way you
course.
support, you have been supporting in the last two campaigns, and then Nita, thanks for having me on this.
Thank
on
you
your
so
show.
much. I love this opportunity. So, ladies and gentlemen, to give you a little bit of background of Mr. Nisha and their pet, Shih Tzu Coco, so cute. That's the beauty of a family. Is a small business owner with businesses of Frisco Economic Development Corporation, and he is a long distance runner. Wow, that's great. For Frisco students during his marathon run in New York City. Super. How do you do so much? You're passionate community. A non-profit organization that supports cancer clinic and seniors students of Frisco schools. So you're very associated to schools, I've seen, Gopalji.
Yes.
You are the founding co-chair of the Mayor's Ad Hoc Committee, Frisco Indian Affairs Committee, which has not taken shape of multicultural committee. Class 2024 Past Member Long Range Planning Committee FIST. दोस्तों, you know FIST. So he's been into a lot of committees. He's the Member Programs and Facilities Evaluation Committee, FIST, FEF, right?
FEF.
Yes, FEF. Volunteer at FEF and reviewed the scholarship applications. He has organizes concerts in music and dance. So that's the soft side of Gopalji, part of several other non-profits in Dallas since last 24 years. Fully serving the community for such a long time. Gopalji, you're an amazing member and now running for the city council. It's a pleasure that you are going to lead us here in some way. So what is your background?
Perfect. Navneet. Afternoon, good evening, early good evening to all of our listeners. I've been here in Frisco for the last 21 years and 24 years in Dallas, and I love the city, and I'm currently serving all of you as the Frisco ISD board member, board of trustees. I'm the current board vice president, and thanks to the community, they've elected me in 2019 and re-elected me in 2022. And while I was serving as in my second term as a school board trustee, I also happened to have an opportunity to be a board member in Frisco Economic Development Corporation, which brings corporates to Frisco, jobs to Frisco, retains jobs in Frisco. So with this leadership qualities, leadership roles in FISD, which brings families to Frisco, and Frisco Economic Development Corporation, which brings corporates and jobs to Frisco, I thought, and again with my term ending this June, I thought this is an opportune time for me to serve not just the K-12 community, but everybody in the community, and hence I'm running for the Frisco City Council, place 4.
That is super. So politics is very different than running with schools, because there you are dealing with a lot of younger population. How does mainstream politics excite you or interest you?
Well, true to be yourself, be true to yourself, focus on what exactly is important for the students or the community, and keep the big picture in mind. There will always be politics, a pull from one side, a push from one side, but focus on what is greater good for the community, and just focus and keep doing. That's all.
That is awesome. So entire community members are listening to you, Gopalji. So what is your vision for Frisco City, also our community and the huger part of the community in general?
Absolutely. So my vision is very, very simple. Keep our city safe and secure. So fund the police and fire departments so that we have more officers, more firemen that can be hired, and also have their proper training for them, and also refresh their equipment. That's number one. And secondly, leveraging my experience as Frisco Economic Development Corporation board member, I would like to have Economic Development Corporation board group to be very stronger and bring more corporates to Frisco, more jobs to Frisco. When we do that, when we have more jobs, when we have more corporates, it will be solving many of our issues. For instance, when we have more jobs, then people don't have to travel to Irving or Gopal or Dallas downtown, so they're saving some time. Instead of spending 2 hours, they're probably spending half an hour and then spending more time with the family or the hobby. Secondly is when people are staying in hotels in Frisco, then the taxes that they are paying, about 7% stays in Frisco, so there's more revenue to Frisco. When they're dining and eating, there's out of 8.25% they pay, 2% stays in Frisco, more revenue. So when you have more revenue sources from other sources, then the focus on getting revenue from the homeowners will not be as high. So there will be opportunities to reduce the taxes.
Wow.
So-
Residential tax is trying to reduce.
Yes.
That's the great thing. Now, another the important thing is public safety.
Yes.
What do you think about that? And I can see one thing, Gopalji, that your heart is very pure and you are very much emotionally attached with the community.
Yes.
So that's when the public comes into the picture. So how you are going to make that difference, because that is going to be a huge difference about the public safety.
Yeah. So from the public safety standpoint, I'm closely associated with both the fire and police department chiefs and also the departments. So I also work with some of our community members where they go to the police department or fire station and then offer coffee or donuts.
Right.
That continued connection is there. Plus from the community standpoint, whenever there are issues, even though I'm not a council member today, but when people have some issues, they call me, they text me, and then leveraging my connections, I connect them with the right people. I may not be able to resolve the issue because it might be something that we may not be aware, but at least I'll connect them to the right people so that they get the proper assistance.
That's amazing. And one of the most important thing which I would say that Gopalji founded a non-profit organization that supports the cancer treatment. And I must say that I have been running a charity from last many years. It's the International Medical Health Society, and we have been helping lot of hospitals and patients through that charity. Now, one of the things which I want to tell you that my motto has been always to serve to the community, help the non-profits, and FunAsia has done tremendous amount of great job where we are associated with more than 200 non-profits currently. I would like to see that how we can jointly work together with those non-profits to grow them, because I always think one thing, that whether it's a non-profit or for-profit, everyone needs money.
Yes.
To grow their non-profit, even they need donations, they need money. So I want to really work with Gopalji, and I want to work along that way, that how we can make the difference for the non-profits. And as you know that FunAsia network is huge, 23 frequencies globally. We are in Dubai, we are in Saudi, and now we are trying to make a difference not just in Dallas but in the entire US. So how we can capture just not the DFW community but the entire US, that's something which is the right topic which we both can make a huge difference about it.
Absolutely. One thing, Vaishali ji, that you may not be aware, but when we formed the non-profit in 2018, you were one of the first people who gave check to us.
Thank
You may
you
not
so
be
much.
remembering it.
Wow.
I don't
But
remember,
yes.
but that tells my roots that I always believe in charitable aspect of it. I always believe in helping people. That's the way to go. You know, at the end of the day, doing a business and everything else is desire. You know, you are just fulfilling your certain expectations, but doing the right work. That's what it gives you the success, mentally and emotionally both. So
Yes.
that's what I believe into.
But so
And then-
amazing that you guys meet here on this table when the first check of that goes to you from
Shubham
Vaishali.
Foundation.
Yeah, Shubham
Vaishali ji
Foundation.
may not remember, but Vandita Parekh ji at that time she told that.
Yes.
Lovely.
So I'm very
Thank
blessed
you.
to have this
Thank you.
connection continued. That's why in 2019 again, I got the support for winning the FISD Board of Trustees. 2022 again, we met at the polling booth, and then she took all the information, and then she started announcing.
Wow.
So-
See, the world
So
is so
one of
small.
the things which I always respect Gopalji for that doing such an amazing job for the Frisco city. You were in the school before school district, and you were doing an amazing job for the students, which I know that you were students committee and things which you have spreaded and made the changes for the students. I think that's phenomenal, which I know most of the things. But I'm just trying to understand that how do you balance, because you also have 2 daughters, I know, and your daughters are like, I see them and I resemble my daughters into them.
Yes,
so
yes, similar
how-
age, I
Yeah,
think, yeah.
similar ages. So how do you manage, because the family comes first, but you have been doing such a great work along with keeping the family happy. Your daughters are at par, so how did you manage that?
So initially it was a challenge for me, but later on, as over the period of time, my daughters became part of whatever I do. For instance, the Shubham Foundation, the cancer clinic, that particular initiative is run by my older daughter Ananya.
Oh,
So
wow.
she is the one, after learning dance, she wanted to give back to the cancer community, and then that's when I connected her with GDAS Cancer Clinic, and then she went and volunteered. And then using her dance background, she put together a program called Dance for a Cure, and then
Wow.
she runs it. So when she is running it, her younger sister is the MC. Of course, others are also.
Wow.
And then, my wife Viji, she is part of it. She's
Right.
sort of coordinating which dance stream will come first, which will come second. So, and then are we having the venue available or not? What are the dates? So we are working as a family.
teamwork,
It's a
yes.
teamwork.
It's a
So
teamwork.
it's not that, I'm taking my time off and then, spending time elsewhere.
That's
But we are
amazing.
all working
That's
together.
amazing.
Same goal.
So the listeners, I would try to tell all the listeners of DFW that Gopalji is a great human being. Not just that I have been knowing him from last many years, but I must say one thing, that he has done some phenomenal changes into the Frisco city so far, and he's trying to do some great work. I would suggest personally myself, vote for gopal.com, 214-868-7538, vote for gopal@gmail.com. And I'm personally endorsing. Why? Because I believe into the right people, I believe into the right work, and that's the way to go.
Awesome. That's the way to go. And Gopalji, how does this opposition work? How do you stand out? And how, when people are voting, what should they consider?
Yes, absolutely. So one thing is, apart from the vision that I have said, safety and security, bringing more jobs, lowering the taxes, improving the traffic flow. Apart from these, what is important is connectivity with the people.
Yes.
My phone number that Vaishali ji has said, 214-868-7538, has been same for the last 25 years.
25 years, yes.
Yeah, you remember that. So there's no change. So I am always available, and then my behavior is same before and after the election. It's
So
not
sweet.
that
Yeah.
I'll come like this with a begging bowl before the election and then ignore everybody. It's not like that.
So
I'm
cute.
same.
And Gopalji has done great job to even helping in FunAsia, making some connections for FunAsia, for personally myself.
Yeah.
And since we have started the Telugu station, as you know,
Yeah.
we are trying to run by you in the Telugu community.
Yes.
So that's the great thing that FunAsia is growing by the support of Gopalji and their teams and the people, the community. So we are trying to make a big difference here by adding the Telugu language into our network, and I look for the support from Gopalji.
Absolutely, you got it, Vaishali, 100%.
Thank you,
Awesome.
thank you.
And then very quickly to answer Navneeta ji's first couple of things. One is the early voting is starting exactly a week from now in Frisco. So from 22nd to 29th is the early voting. And then 3rd May is the actual voting date. The polling locations, times are all in the website voteforgopal.com, voteforgopal.com. And then very quickly about answering how I am faring with respect to my opposition. So I have 4 opponents.
Wow. Super.
So total 5. So out of all these 5, I am the only person who has been already elected by the mainstream. I got first elected in 2019 and then I got re-elected.
Yes.
None of the other 5 were elected. One of them has run for the office, but he was not elected. And then I am the person who has the experience of bringing jobs through my experience in Frisco Economic Development Corporation. So I have the experience of bringing families to Frisco because of my FISD experience, bringing corporates to Frisco with my Frisco EDC. So with these 2 solid experiences, I am now poised to lead the community as a city councilman.
Super.
So that none of my
So I
opponents
always
has.
say one thing, that there are 4 corners of anything you try to do, you try to fulfill those 4 corners. And I must say the knowledge and the expertise which you have achieved over the period of time, and time is the big essence. I must say that if somebody says that I have an experience, always go back and check the number of years which they have put in, the hard work,
That's
the efforts,
wonderful. Yeah.
and you should always go into the nitty-gritty and understand that what that person has done.
For
And
such a
I
long
would
time.
vouch for Gopalji that he has spent almost more than 2 decades into this, and that vouch itself for Gopalji. So please vote Gopalji.
Super.
Wow, so Vaishali ji, both of us should walk together and then be in this campaign
Let's do
trail
that.
together.
Let's do that.
So I don't have to say anything. You know me so well.
Yes,
and,
of course.
I'm so blessed to have
That
you.
is why I said very first thing in my conversation that I believe in right people, and you are the right person for the Frisco Council. Vote May 3rd, 2025. As Gopalji has mentioned, early voting would be April 22nd until April 29th. So these days are very important. Early voting is the way to go. Main दिन तो आएगा और उसमें तो गोपाल जी सक्सेसफुल होंगे ही होंगे, बट अर्ली वोटिंग में वी ऑल नीड टू जंप इन. Thank you so much. FunAsia Radio, FunAsia Network.
Funny.
Vaishali ji, thank you so much. And
Thank
Navneeta,
you.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
for having
Navneeta.
me.
Thank you so
My
much.
best host, my
So
best
cute.
radio jockey.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And thank you, gentlemen. And thank you, Gopalji. I know you will rock it. And
Absolutely.
That's, the
And
way.
once
Thank you,
again,
Navneeta.
thanks to all of our listeners too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.